Now let's take our spine, which is the 4.5 millimeter tube by 625 millimeters long. So it's just a little over 24 inches long, 24 and 5/8 inches long. We have our dihedral fitting. The dihedral on this size spine slides real easy, and we don't want it to slide because we want to locate that. Once the kite is built, we want to locate that dihedral and lock it into place. So we're going to use our 2 vinyl stops that we made earlier, and we're going to put that, now we're going to put the stops onto the spine so that the dihedral won't slide. So what you want to do is take one of the 1/4 inch pieces that you cut, and we're going to stretch it over the end of the spine. This may take a little bit of effort. You can pre-stretch these a little bit with a pencil over the pencil and slide it down and kind of stretch it a little bit. We don't want to heat these up. Some people like to heat the vinyl up, but the vinyl doesn't have much of a memory, so it relaxes and won't tighten back up, and we want this to be snug enough to keep the fitting in place. So by pre-stretching it, it makes it a lot easier to slide down. And then use your thumbnail to slide it down a little bit like that. Alright, now we have a bit of a step there. And we can take the dihedral fitting now and push it down. And I want to take it down so that we've got about 6 inches in here. So if we put it on the 10-inch mark, I've got 6.5, so I'm going to slide it back up a bit. 6 inches is going to be pretty close to where it's going to end up at. Now take your remaining vinyl stopper that you made, the other one, go ahead and stretch that out a little bit on the pencil. Careful not to stab yourself while you're doing this. And slide that off. Go ahead and work it onto the end. I always twist with one hand, opposite directions. Get that down so that we have a little bit of a step. Use your fingernails. Okay, now we have this little bit of a step there. Then you can take your diagonal cutters and use it to push up against like you did with the spreader. Be careful so that you don't slip and stab yourself. Just enough pressure to slide it down. It'd be best to put your fingers behind the dihedral, so if you do slip, at least you've got a little protection there. Go ahead and slide that down, and nice and neat and tidy. And now we have the dihedral snug. It rotates, but it's not going to slide. And that has to happen so that when you have your kite put together, this is located in the proper location and doesn't slide during the flight. Okay, now you have vinyls remaining, the 2 large vinyls, and these are your end caps for the spine. So simply take these, don't need to be stretched, they're a little larger in diameter, and these slide on just like that, and cap the other end, slide down until they're nice, they're seated. And there you have your spine assembly. Now we have our 2 small vinyls, the little tiny vinyls, and your tail spreader, which is the 1.5 millimeter diameter by 430 millimeter long tail spreader, fiberglass rod. Take the vinyl end and slide that on, twisting a little bit, seat it down so that we're all the way into the end. turn the spine around, or the spar around, and do the other end. Slide it on, twist, just like that. And now you have your spreader spar.